Hey, this is Michael from BrandKast with another featured listen. Today's featured listen is Masters of Scale with Reid Hoffman, best known for being a co-founder of LinkedIn and early executive of PayPal. Masters of Scale is a series by WaitWhat Inc. covering all aspects of running and scaling an organization for the long haul. In their own words, Reid sets out to describe and prove theories that explain how great entrepreneurs take their companies from zero to a gazillion in ingenious fashion. Before we dive into the specifics, I'd like to shamelessly proclaim that Masters of Scale is, in almost every way, the best podcast out there right now. They have taken an otherwise niche topic and made a show that has something for everyone. When I talk to people about thinking creatively around digital media for their organization, I point to the Netflix show Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee as the ultimate example of this concept. That show takes comedians discussing the mechanics and philosophy of being a comedian, one of the most niche topics possible, and delivers it in a way that anyone can enjoy. While not necessarily produced for entertainment's sake, I would put Masters of Scale in a similar rare category. Each episode of Masters of Scale revolves around a specific concept or theory related to scaling an organization. Most episodes have a guest, usually a well-known entrepreneur, that Reid interviews and then shapes that theory through the guest's own experience and expertise. Guests range from the usual suspects like Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates to sneaky guests like will.i.am and Gwyneth Paltrow. One of the things that sets this show apart is that the episodes are not interviews with guests for the sake of the interview. The interviews are the vehicle Reid and his producers use to build that episode's narrative. Scaling an organization involves so much more than business and financial strategy. Culture, leadership, personal well-being, and mindset are all equally, if not more important. Each episode is presented in a way that is entertaining, educational, and applicable to everyone's situation, as well as help those specifically scaling an organization. The spoken content in Masters of Scale is great, but what pushes it to the top is how well it's produced. Each episode is produced to an almost unnecessary level with seemingly every detail curated. The spoken content itself is edited thoughtfully to capture the concept or theory of the episode. The music is composed specifically for each episode, not just as background music, but often as an interactive part of the spoken content or even as an illustration itself. They go way above and beyond to insert sound effects and audio clips that complement what is going on in the episode, but take it even further by developing those clips and effects themselves. Reid and his team are unbelievably calculated and intentional with each episode, crafting them to the level of what we would expect from a TV show or movie. A typical episode is 30 to 40 minutes long, and the producers say that a single episode takes them 6 to 7 weeks to produce. Arguably, one of the most innovative parts of the show is how they approach advertising. The show's creators, WaitWhat Inc., developed a structure they call the 3-act ad, a format in which there are 3 ad breaks but only one sponsor. In each episode, the sponsor has a narrative they're communicating to listeners, but instead of a typical ad read, they're telling that story over the course of the episode's 3 breaks, being produced with the same level of quality and care as the episode itself. This podcast within a podcast concept has definitely changed the way I look at creative advertising, as I'm sure it has for much of the industry. In doing research for this featured listen, I wasn't anticipating how much time I would spend learning about WaitWhat Inc. WaitWhat Inc. is a media company founded by former TED executives June Cohen and Darren Triff. Masters of Scale was the first show they created, and it helped launch WaitWhat Inc. in 2017. Since then, they've released 4 more original series and don't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. Admittedly, I didn't know much about the company, but in researching them, I found their vision and philosophy to be very inspiring, and in many ways line up with the same vision and philosophy we have here at BrandKast. WaitWhat is definitely a company to keep an eye on in the coming years, and it's inevitable that other WaitWhat series will be the focus of future featured listen episodes. Masters of Scale can be found on all major streaming platforms, and like I said before, I think it's one of the best podcasts out there right now, so I definitely recommend you go check it out. If your organization is looking for ways to communicate with staff or customers remotely, BrandKast can help you develop creative solutions that fit your brand and culture while also accomplishing your goals. Feel free to reach out to us on social media or via email, info@brandkast.fm.